Are you ready for a reboot? Welcome to the Sheila Mac Show, reality at its finest. History reminds us those hit hardest often become the change makers. This year, we've all hit crazy economic, social, and emotional rock bottoms. We all get knocked down. Something hits globally, locally, personally. It affects our health, finances, our relationships. We have to recreate a business or career. Each show, Sheila and her special guest will be sharing their reboot stories, guiding you with real solutions to upgrade and up-level emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Here on NBC's KCAA Radio, Mondays at 1 and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. If you're ready to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and bra straps, enjoy a listen. Here's Sheila. Are you ready for a reboot? Welcome to the Sheila Mac Show, reality at its finest. History reminds us those hit hardest often become the change makers. This year, we've all hit crazy economic, social, and emotional rock bottoms. We all get knocked down. Something hits globally, locally, personally. It affects our health, finances, our relationships. We have to recreate a business or career. Each show, Sheila and her special guest will be sharing their reboot stories, guiding you with real solutions to upgrade and up-level emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Here on NBC's KCAA Radio, Mondays at 1 and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. If you're ready to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and bra straps, enjoy a listen. Here's Sheila.
Welcome to the Sheila Mac Show, reality at its finest. Here we have real people sharing real stories and actionable steps to help you reinvent, rebuild, and reboot your life on your terms. I'm your host, Sheila Mac, and today we have two special guests. We have Shalin Desai. He is an international instructor and director of numerous programs at the Art of Living Foundation. With his unique blend of wit and wisdom, Shalin has led, organized, and facilitated several Art of Living workshops teaching breathing and meditation techniques around the world, which have been attended by people from diverse backgrounds. He has been instrumental in driving and conducting the Art of Living, breathing, and meditation workshops at various organizations, including Microsoft, Salesforce, Accenture, Dell, BCG, and Merck. Michael McFadden is a certified life coach and corporate consultant for some of the largest corporations and organizations in the world, including IBM, Dell, the FBI, NASA, FAA, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Marriott, Lowe's, Symantec, Toyota, and many more. He has a business information systems degree from the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs, and he has a beautiful wife and 6 children. All right, so Michael has also been practicing this breathing and meditation technique for 2 years and serves often as a volunteer for the Art of Living. Michael has studied and experienced many transformational forms of healing and loves to share shortcuts to self-mastery. All right, welcome to the show, Michael and Shalin.
Thank you, Sheila. Thanks for having us.
Yes, now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I would love to start with I think you have a special, very short film to share a little bit more about the art and science of breathing and meditation. So could you share more about that?
Absolutely, Sheila. So in the Art of Living program, we teach this very powerful breathing exercise, the SKY technique. We call it the SKY technique. And over the period of years, numerous universities and hospitals, research centers have done so much study on that, like how this is so effective. And recently, just in the near past, Yale University performed a research on the breathing exercises. There was a nice video to show what the benefits are and how this breathing exercise, not only it's got best of both the worlds. It is good for your health, and also it's got science to prove why it's really good for you. So we can watch that short video.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So that video is going to play now, and we will be right back. Watch the video or take a listen. Okay. Now we are back. I hope you enjoyed that film. And I would love to ask you now, my show is based on my bestseller book, Bootstraps and Bra Straps, the formula to go from rock bottom back into action in any situation. It's a fun name, but it's very on point for this year because we have had so many very interesting and difficult situations this year. And so I'd love to hear from either one of you or maybe both of you how a time in your life where maybe your breathing practice or meditation has gotten you or someone that you work with out of a tough spot and back into action.
Sure. Michael, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, definitely. So I've done a lot of personal professional development and with a lot of masters out there over the last 5, 6 years. And actually, I had a really good friend mentor who said, "Hey, Michael, you need to really take this Sky Breath course." And I thought, as many of you probably have, taken a lot of courses, and you're wondering, okay, maybe this is the course, maybe it's not. That was my first impression. I thought, how much of an impact could it really have? I gotta tell you, I've spent literally tens of thousands of dollars on courses, and this course was such a transformational experience. It brought me to a place where I could be fully present in the moment, very energized and calm at the same time, very present in the present moment, which actually had a really large impact on my relationships, the way I show up at work. I mean, it really impacted so many different areas of my life. And the really interesting thing that surprised me was that night, I slept like a baby. I didn't realize that having the mind completely clear and calm would have such an impact on so many different areas.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's beautiful. And it sounds like you both have been to major corporations, NASA, FBI, all Microsoft. So apparently for business people out there listening, this is an incredible practice to be able to bring to your workforce, whether you have 10 employees or thousands of employees right now. And it's something that can help. So I'd love to hear more about that.
Sure, Sheila. I'll just share an incident. This was a few years ago. I was in New York. I was teaching a course at one of the banks, the largest banks of our country, and we teach this 3-day workshop, the Art of Living workshop. It's called the Sky Breath and Meditation workshop. And I was teaching that 3-day workshop there. And on the last day, this lady walks to me who was doing the course, and she's like, "Shalin, I want to share something very interesting with you." I'm like, "Yeah." So she's like, last 6 months are so hard on me. And I went through such a bitter divorce. And, I went through so much in my life. She's like, I almost went through hell. And it was very painful to go through the whole exercise. And then she shared, after I got done with it, I just told myself, I need to get a break. Let me book a trip to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. So she shared that, she booked a week-long trip to Hawaii. And one day she said that, she was sitting at this beautiful beach in Kauai, the island of Kauai. And she was sitting at this beautiful, pristine beach, watching the sunset. And she was like, it was just beautiful. But she could only enjoy that for 5 minutes. Mm. After that, her mind was again filled with the exact same thoughts of worry, anger, anguish, and all those things. And she's like, that's when I realized that, I may have all the comforts in my life. I may be in the most beautiful spot in the universe. But if my mind is not pleasant, I cannot enjoy those things. Mm-hmm. And she was sharing when she did the Art of Living program, the Sky Breath and Meditation workshop, and she did that. And she's like, that night she was driving, she took a cab home, and how the cab drivers in New York drive. And they're like, people are honking and cutting off each other and all that. And she was like, nothing bothered me. Uh-huh. And that's when it's just so many such incidents, but this really struck with me that, if we learn how to keep our mind pleasant, we can enjoy everything in life. Mm-hmm. But if our mind is disturbed, if you have anxiety, if you have stress, you're depressed, then even you may have all the comforts in your life, you can't exactly enjoy that.
Yes. Wow, that's That's so true. And I think that when we're going through tough situations, like you were saying, a divorce this year, our year alone, you could say so much about all the different changes in your business, how you run your home life. Maybe your home is now your business environment too, and you've got your kids home, depending on what state you're in the US. And so it has been difficult. And that's where during those times, it seems like we need to have the calm mind and the ability to find the beauty and peace in everything, no matter what environment we find ourselves in. If we're able to tune into that, one of my sayings that got me through when my house burned down, I lost my house, my car, and my cat all in a day, and I was demoted really fast. And I thought, I created this little mantra: in all I'm doing, it's who I'm being. So even when I had to roll up my sleeves and, pick through the rubble and get through things, tough times, drive a beater car for a month, all the stuff. I mean, my neighbors thought I was crazy. And, it got me through it, because it's like, but how I show up, that energy and that peace, I made everything as beautiful as I could. I was living in a little shack in one of my rental properties. It was 400 square foot shack, and I made it beautiful. And I'm out on my yoga deck and I'm having peaceful time, and they're looking at me like there's still fires burning. I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's all good, because I know that who I'm being is going to make the difference. So I love that. And it's something we need to get out of that fight or flight.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's incredible. And do you have tips for people this year, perhaps, that are going through right now? They may be still going through a really tough time with one situation or another, to help them calm that mind with some of the things that you offer.
Absolutely. First and foremost, maybe we'll demonstrate some breathing exercise, and we can guide the audience through a short meditation. But first and foremost, I always tell folks that, people that I meet, that when you're in a plane, they always tell you that, first put your own oxygen mask before you take care of somebody else. And I think that's a very important life lesson, because, the way we are, the society we are in, we're always working, we're always running, and doing everything we can to take care of people around us. But if you cannot take care of yourself, if you can't yourself be happy, how are you going to make people around you happy? I remember once I taught a workshop. It was a public workshop, and then I made up we had this reunion after the workshop, and this lady came, and she's like, she's a doctor, and she shared something very funny. She's like, Shalin, I've started practicing the sky breathing every day, and I'm loving it. And she's like, the last couple of days I was kind of slacking out. And yesterday, I was telling my son to do something, my 10-year-old son, and my son comes to me, and he pulls me, and it's like, mommy, why don't you do your breathing first, and we'll talk after that. So I think, people around us notice a lot more about us than we realize. And when we are happy, when we are calm, when we are peaceful, we spread those vibes, and when you're disturbed, you may say all the nice things, you may say all the good things, but people feel that, right? I mean, isn't that the case? So.
Yes. I feel like being in a workplace, whether you're the boss or you just got the job yesterday, you could have somebody come in with negative energy, and everybody feels it. And the whole energy, the productivity of the workplace, it all goes down. Then you have somebody that just started, the new person, the janitor, come in happy and beautiful, and they're really the leader with their energy. They could lead the whole group with just that positive energy, and that's what we need. So for people that are home this year or going through things, whether you're the leader of your home, your business, you're always the leader when you come in with this energy that's a positive state. And especially if you're a parent, affecting people so much, our families, our children, our elders that we may be caring for now, because some of the homes have closed for elders, that energy is going to make all the difference in how their wellness is, how they heal through things, because it's a healing, it's a better place, an environment you're creating just with something as simple as breathing and having a practice to take a moment. So like that mom that you mentioned, Shalin, that mom was actually modeling for her child how to do this breathing technique that he's going to have as a tool for whenever a tough situation comes by in his life later on, 20, 30 years from now, he's going to be like, wait, this just happened. Something in the world happened. I'm going to breathe. And it's going to make all the difference.
Sheila, I just would like to, I love what you just mentioned. I just want to add, like, that's how I did my Sky program, the Art of Living program. That's how I came to it. My mom had done the course and she introduced me to it. I was 16 years old when she, introduced. And at that time, I'll be honest, I could care less about the breathing and meditation stuff. I was busy enjoying life. But my mom, she did the course, she loved it, and she was after me that, you should try it out. I did the course and I loved it. And since then, so many such life situations have come. And now I cannot imagine my life without having this kind of tools in my life. I just cannot imagine. It's been like a life transformational thing.
Very nice. And like the film that we watched earlier and mentioned earlier with the students, right now this year, our students, I mean, I have 6 children. I adopted 3 are mine. They're all college and above. And, 2 of my college age kids are home. So they have to work from home doing online school. And it's stressful, even more than going to school in a way, because they don't have that social outlet, all the fun part. They've just got to do the work. And it's really important this year. Suicides are up, young people are suffering, they get into addictions and different things. So we need to have healthy habits to put in their place so that our young people can get through this very interesting time.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yes. So, I'd love to have you share a little bit more about your technique and programs.
Absolutely. So we teach this 3-day workshop. It's called the Art of Living Sky Breath Meditation Workshop. And, in this 3-day workshop, you learn this very powerful breathing exercise called the Sky technique.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a rhythmic breathing technique. If you see, there's a connection between breath and emotions. When you're happy, your breathing is lighter.
Mm-hmm.
When you're sad, the breathing is, it's a long sigh. And how do we breathe when you're angry? Tell me, any guesses?
I kind of growl.
Yeah, it's a fast breathing. Right? It's like the breathing becomes fast. There's a connection between breath and emotion. And for every emotion, there's a corresponding breathing pattern. At the same time, with the help of the breath, you can actually much better manage your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
We drink about a gallon of water every day, a gallon of water maximum. We take we eat few pounds of food every day, but we breathe about 10,000 liters of air every day. That's like so much breathing we are doing, and breath has such a huge impact on our body. And with the help of this breathing exercise, not only you can calm your mind, you can be more peaceful, you can naturally let go of all these anxieties that come into it. Because of this pandemic, I mean, I was just reading that this is August. I was reading that as per the Center for Disease Control, more than 1/3 American population is having symptoms of depression and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge. I mean, for us, like having 1/3 population suffering from that. And I just want to tell the audience there's a healthier way, there's an easy way to overcome that, to come out of that in a nice way. And that just, and it's, I want to also point out, the founder of Art of Living, he very nicely says, that health is just not the mere absence of disease.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're healthy when you don't have disease. The good health, the definition of good health is also when you're happy, when your mind is pleasant, you're mentally also you're happy, and mentally you're healthy. And it's about time we prioritize those things in life, because we do so much to keep our physical health, right? We go to the gym, we eat the right stuff. It's all good things. But what do we do to maintain our mental health? And that's what, we take shower every day, that is bodily hygiene. We brush our teeth every day, that is dental hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
And this breathing exercise and all, they're like the mental hygiene.
Very,
Yeah.
very true. Yes, that's beautiful. And it's so true. I mean, when you think about your happiness and your wellness and how that affects everyone else in your life. I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, you've got to, I will only be happy when I'm in a relationship, or only when I have a brand new car, or only when I have XYZ or $1 billion or whatever." And those are nice, but think about, you want to attract a good relationship in your life, and you're not happy, and you want that other person to make you happy. Who wants to sign up for that job? I don't
Exactly.
happy full time. That's like,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. No. And so when we bring our own happiness, and it attracts the right energy and the right people to our life, and we're attracted to those type of people that have that similar energy and being. It's so much easier than people wanting, or whatever it is, the goal. Once I reach this goal, then I'll be happy. Why give ourselves permission to be happy right now? We don't even know what tomorrow holds. So that makes a big difference.
I mean, it's amazing what you just shared. You just kind of nailed it. Throughout our life, we are just chasing things. We're like, okay, once this happens, I'll be happy. Once that happens, I'll be happy. And in a way, we just constantly postponing our happiness.
Yes.
But the life is happening now, right, in this moment. And when you do this breathing exercise and all, when we are able to tap into that inner source of happiness, that
Mhm.
inner source of peace, that joy, then you don't live your life as a pursuit of happiness. You actually end up living your life as an expression of happiness.
Exactly. And so, I mean,
Yeah.
if you survey people, happiness is different for each person. And it's sometimes, when you really look at it, it's something really simple. Like, I danced and it was happy, or I talked to my friends and I was happy. I took a long walk. I did some breathing exercises and I felt happy in the present moment. And yet they put all that off because they've got to work more hours or do more of what you're supposed to do, so that one day you'll be happy when you could just go take that walk with your children or loved ones and be happy today, right now.
Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I was actually had an experience recently. It was similar to what Shalin mentioned, where I mean, out in the beautiful forests of Colorado, amazing, birds and trees and all this, right? And it was just beautiful. And I was walking through nature and I was by myself, so there was no one really to talk to. And then I noticed actually that, I'd been stressed. I had, been out of work or was looking for a new job. And I was in nature, similar to what Shalin mentioned, and it was like I still was experiencing that same loop on autoplay going through my mind and through my experience of life. I was experiencing those same emotions, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, I'm right here in nature. There's no care in the world. There's nothing. There's nobody coming after me to attack me or to chase me, and it was quite literally a really big aha moment in my mind to go, oh, okay, so that's what's going on. I don't have control over my mind or my emotions, and it was completely affecting my experience. And so then when I took the course, I became more aware of that and how the breath connected those emotions and how I was playing that on autopilot. And then I had ability to be the observer of that and the emotions and the breath, and just that awareness and becoming aware of what's going on is an end of the game in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that. Awareness is where it all begins. Even when you're aware of a trigger, something, oh, that bothers me. Wait, when you're aware of it, then you can let it go away.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a trigger. Maybe, I mean, people have triggers from something that happened when they were 5. It's like, really, but that served you when you were 5. But now, you're a little older than 5, and you don't need that anymore to be happy or to have peace in your life. You don't need whatever that trigger or reaction was, because it served you at 5. It doesn't serve today. And that moment, that time to walk in nature and just get back to being in control of your emotions instead of letting them control you. It helps you find the career, the job, the next opportunities, instead of being in that state of worry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's totally true. I did find that when I did the practice and the course, then things were, I mean, I'm not telling you that, you know, it was all like rainbows and butterflies and everything was perfect. Like there was never any, you know, problems. There's always going to be the circumstance or situation in life that can be, you know, a challenge. But when I, like you mentioned, when I bring the energy, the opportunities came in. I was a more hireable employee, obviously, so I was able to find the job, you know, able to better relate with people. And so it really made me, put me in a place where I was more in my natural state and able to make an impact.
Very true. You know, when I was a little girl, I was with my grandmother and all her friends. So they were like 70s and 80s, these ladies, and they would all come together and have tea. And I was there because I was this kid that, you know, just sit quietly, you're to be seen and not heard. And I'm listening to these stories. These were women that came to the United States from all different countries. They had to be business women, even though back in the day it wasn't really, it was kind of frowned upon that they were business women, but their husband passed away or something happened. They were still very much in their feminine and they were happy, but they had these stories of, okay, they escaped a concentration camp, or they escaped a country with a new ruler and they had to start over again, and all these ups and downs. So it was a living history that I got to hear. And I thought, oh, one day I'll have my own adventures and I know I'll go through just like them. And that really, I kept them with me in my heart always. In fact, they were with me until the end. They all were like my adopted grandparents. And they were so important to remind us that sometimes in our life, if you live long enough, you're going to have stuff happen, a pandemic. I mean, that's way out of our control, but we're in control of who we're being and how we're showing up in every situation.
Absolutely. You know, Sheila, that's what my real inspiration in my life is the founder of the Art of Living, Sri Ravi Shankar. He's such an amazing human being. I mean, with not right now with the pandemic, but usually in a given year, he travels to more than 100 cities around the globe. And Art of Living is one of the world's largest volunteer-based organization with presence in more than 155 countries around the world. And you know, he always says that, you know, the founder always says that my mission is to see a smile on every person's face on this planet. And it is so simple, yet it's so profound. And it's an inspiration that someone has dedicated, someone has committed their life to the betterment of the humanity. And that's what's really inspired me, because, you know, I have a successful career, I have a nice job and everything. But I always thought, you know, there's something more I need to be doing. I cannot be just living my selfish life where I'm taking care of myself, my family, and my bank balance. There has to be something more that I can contribute to the community. And this program just gives such a wonderful opportunity to be able to do that.
That's beautiful. I know, like Tony Robbins says, get out of your head and into your heart. Whenever you're going through a difficult time, a tough situation, and you feel depressed or sad, if you go out and you start helping others and serving others and bettering the community and the world we're in, it's like you're not depressed. You can't be depressed and serving at the same time. It's just
exactly
a possibility. You're in your heart space, and it's just, I can't even imagine not living like that. That's just, it just really has healed me through my own tough journeys in life. When I'm going to go help the girls in the foster homes. I'm going to go 3 extra kids. And it's always been a blessing to me, even more than me helping them. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Healing for all of us.
Yeah, that's so true. So true. I mean, we think we're doing something for others, but actually it's us being, us that are getting helped. And, similar to what you just mentioned, the founder of the Art of Living, Sri Ravi Shankar, he says something very similar. He says, jokingly, there's a technique to get depressed. Keep thinking, what about me? What about me? What about me? And you definitely get depressed. But when you turn that around and see what we can do for people around us, then depression will never touch you.
Yes. What about you and you and you? And then it's like, okay, that is so beautiful. So I would love to learn more, maybe about some of the practices you do in the art of living?
Sure. How about, Sheila, I guide your audience through a short meditation.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do a 10 minutes meditation. And just, I know some of the audience will be watching or listening to this while they're driving.
Yes.
So either you can pull over or just keep your eyes open while you're doing it. Don't close your eyes. So, so just to be safer.
Perfect.
Yeah. Shall we go into it, Sheila?
Yes, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So let's just sit comfortably and let's close our eyes. Take a breath in and breathe out. Another breath in and breathe out. And become aware of any surrounding. Become aware of all your surroundings. Any noises that you may hear. Kids playing in the background. Any people talking. Any traffic. Just be aware of all these noises. And accept all of them. Accept all the noises. You're in complete harmony with your surroundings. Take a breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your physical body. Your body is a wonderful gift given to you by nature. Take your attention to your feet, your knees, thighs and hips, abdomen, stomach, chest, shoulders and hands, throat, face, and your whole body. Your whole body. Take a breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your thoughts. Good thoughts or bad thoughts. Whatever thoughts are coming, just be aware. You are just witnessing all your thoughts. You are in complete acceptance with all your thoughts. Take a breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your feelings. Good feelings or bad feelings. Just be aware. Accept them all. You are just peace and joy. Peace and joy. Take a breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your emotions. Become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of your body. Your surroundings. Take a breath in and breathe out. And slowly and gradually, when you feel complete, you may open your eyes.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Good?
Yes.
Good, good.
That's like a mini vacation that you can take whenever you
Yes.
need. And we need a lot of those this year.
But I think this is the kind of vacation that we all need to take. Sometimes we go on a vacation, you come back, and you need 2 days to recover from the vacation.
Yes.
Yeah, but this, I would request the audience to check out the website artofliving.org, and you can find so many beautiful tools on that. Sign up for one of the workshops, and it's all about you, taking care of yourself.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I will definitely be taking one of the Art of Living workshops soon. That sounds incredible. And are these all online now, or are there live workshops also? Or
We used to have in-person workshops before, but now it's all online due to the pandemic, especially people breathing in and all. So we want people to be at their homes doing it. So it's online right now. Yes.
beautiful. So you can schedule to do that online at your convenience. You have lots of different workshops going on. I love that. I think that's the gift. One of the gifts in our universal pause this year is that we're able to reach more people and connect in community through programs that maybe it would have been difficult to get to somewhere in location. And it actually reduces the expense of travel and hotels and all this other stuff. And you get to just do the work and connect with people that you become lifelong friends with. So that is very helpful. Thank you so much.
Right. Thanks for having us, Sheila. You've been amazing. You bring such amazing energy for the interview. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to share, Michael?
Yeah, you can reach out to me as well at bonfirecoaching.com as well. I am a life coach as well. And then, of course, we do have courses coming up all the time. And I have to say exactly what you mentioned, Sheila, was that, the more I've been involved with Art of Living and volunteering, actually my favorite thing right now that really gets me excited and fired up is watching somebody come into the beginning of the course. They may not even realize what stress or anxiety, I didn't even myself, right? And then you go through the process of meditation and breath. And by the end, the really cool thing is it's been, from my experience, 100% when people are in their natural state, in the present moment, they have a smile on their face. And it was like, I could bring a smile to someone's face. It just lights me up. It is so rewarding and so much fun.
I love that. That's so beautiful. Well, thank you again for both being a guest on the show. And I hope to have you back in the future and share again, maybe around holiday time when we really need another meditation, as holidays are great and happy for a lot of people, but also a really tough time for people. So that would be wonderful. All right, everyone. Thank you again, Shalin and Michael, and we will be back after this break. Stay tuned. Now it's time for Dear Sheila.
Dear Sheila, I struggle with really bad panic attacks. Sometimes it gets so bad that it gets triggered at work and I will have to leave because I can't stop crying. I can't live like this anymore. I'm thinking about trying medication because I want to get in control of my thoughts and my breathing. Because I've heard that meditation helps with anxiety. What do you think about that? What advice can you give me about meditation versus medication? And what techniques work best to conquer anxiety? Signed, Struggling to Breathe. Dear Struggling to Breathe, panic attacks are some severe issues. Now, meditation is a huge help. However, I would definitely start with checking in with my doctor. And the reason I say that is because sometimes panic attacks can be a symptom of something else going on physically. So I would suggest that you go to your doctor, have them do a regular physical exam, and let them know what's going on. Was there something that triggered these attacks? Was there something that happened in your life? Did you hit a rock bottom event that you started to notice these panic attacks? Sometimes it could be that your vitamin D levels are severely low, or some other thing could be terribly off. It could be a medication that you're taking that's interacting with some other thing you're taking, or a food you're eating, and it's causing you to feel like you're having panic attacks. It could be hormones that are off. And so just rule those things out first. You can start meditation right away. Doesn't mean you have to wait for the doctor to start meditation, because meditation is something you could do at any time in your life. It could have been an auto accident. It could have been losing a loved one. Anything can cause panic attacks, and it could be that it reminded you of something that happened when you were really young, and then one little thing brings all that back, and then you start having these severe panic attacks. And once you have a panic attack, it makes you have physical symptoms. And so learning how to breathe when you meditate. When we meditate, we're learning how to slow ourselves down, how to breathe, and how to let go of the outside thoughts and go into a place where we can just calm ourselves. So we're training our body and we're retraining our brain to think differently and get control of our thoughts, because that's a way to get control of these panic attacks. And there has been study after study that shows that meditation will help you overcome these panic attacks. So between your medical doctor, perhaps some therapy or other resources, depending on what was your trigger, and good meditation practice, you can overcome these panic attacks quickly and get back on track. I hope this helps. As always, I wish you life, love, laughter, and light. If you are just tuning in, this is NBC's Sheila Mack Show here on KCAA Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. I'm your host, Sheila Mack, and I have some news for you. Yes, you. I'm celebrating my 3rd year now on the station, and will be expanding the show to a global network as well. You may now find the Sheila Mack Show on all major podcasting channels, and if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, all the episodes are now available for viewing there as well. And I'm asking you for a quick favor. If you like the show, please help support the spread of this reboot channel on YouTube as well. My goal is to help as many people as possible through our interesting times to rebuild, reinvent, and reboot your business and personal life. I also wanted to share a little bit more about how I got here, what I do now, and how designing a business career and life on your terms is more than possible at any age or stage in life. I am an enterprisingly forward-thinking consultant, show host, and best-selling author. But how did I get here? Well, I began my career as an entrepreneur and property investment strategist back when I was 23 years young, when I boldly quit my government job with NASA JPL to open my first of 5 large gift stores while also starting to invest in property. I got to work with some of the world's most loved companies, such as negotiations on leases with Warner Brothers and winning trips to London as the top-selling Crabtree and Evelyn provider in the U.S. for multiple years. My stores were built on heart as I gave back to the community I came from. So now, some of you know this and some of you don't know this, but as a young girl with parents who were not well enough to care for me, I was homeless at age 10, then in foster care, where it was really hard to get a job while in the system. I finally emancipated at the age of 15 to start college early. While running my stores, I worked with a government program. Back then, it was called Job Training Partnership Act, making my stores an open source training site where close to 200 at-risk youth started their careers. Yes, I began my career helping business leaders and working professionals to design a life they love where they can have success in their careers and get to the business of life. See, a funny thing happened along the way. When I first opened my gift store, it was kind of crazy because I was this young upstart. That's what a lot of the store owners called me. My first store was in Montrose, California, in this sweet little hometown shopping park with other stores and restaurants nearby. And so I was the young upstart that didn't know what she was doing. At least that's what everybody said. And I didn't really care what they said. At that age, their opinion was like, I don't really care. So that was probably a really good thing because I stayed focused on what I needed to do. And I had negotiated to lease out a 5,000 square foot gift store that needed a lot of work, and I got free rent and for about 6 months, and I had to start making the rent, which was $5,000 a month, which was a lot of money back then, $1 a square foot. And so I had to learn and relearn. I finally did hire quite soon in the game. I did hire a marketing expert, branding expert, I guess back then. And that lady really helped me to figure things out when I first started. And when you first start a business, especially when you're young, it was like I had no idea what to do, but I needed to learn because my rent was going to start coming due every month. And over that time, I started having more success. I did crazy things like stayed open until almost midnight every night, along with the restaurants who were very close to my store, while everybody else closed shop at about 5 or 6 p.m. So I was making more money from the start, and I just really, my store was to help my kids, and the products I sold was whatever the community wanted. I sold lots of things to people in the entertainment industry. I worked with cruise ships. I worked with many different people in the community. And later on, the store owners actually came to me and asked me if I would consult them and help them. I actually started buying my other buildings because I didn't like the idea of paying rent for years and years and years and not building equity. So I did get my real estate license through that and invested and bought my other 4 store buildings. And lots of the other store owners worked with me, paid me to consult and help them do what I was doing. And I didn't really even know it was called consulting. I just knew how to figure it out, I guess. And so that's how I started my career. And now, I raised 6 children, all that, and now they're grown. And so I get to come to work every day and do what I naturally do best as an enterprising and forward-thinking business leader. Through my show, courses, and live events, I guide entrepreneurs and working professionals like you through the profitable steps of building a business, creation to expansion, marketing from planning to implementation, wealth preservation through strategic planning and, yes, real estate investing, and lifestyle design so that you can earn more
while getting back to the business of living your best life. So I do invite you to tune in here to KCAA Radio, and also I would really appreciate it if you went to my YouTube channel, Sheila Mack Show, and gave a subscribe and a listen to some of your favorite shows. And I do have some other exciting things, including a free gift to thank you. So if you go to www.sheilamac.com, that's SHEILAMAC, SheilaMac.com, there you can get a free gift to get started on your reboot this year. And now back to the show.
Okay, thank you guys. Bye-bye.
All right, if you're just tuning in, this is NBC Sheila Mack Show here on KCAA Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. And we are also streaming to YouTube at Sheila Mack Show and all major podcasting channels. And we'll be visiting some other special shows. I have switched to all natural beauty. So if you'd like to learn more, go to SheilaMac.com and click on Natural Beauty to learn about Beauty Counter. And that is something I'm now repping, but I also am only using the Beauty Counter all natural products. It has made a huge difference in my complexion and is a wonderful way to just only have natural products on your body. You can also go to beautycounter.com/Sheila, SHEILA, Mac, MAC. But the easiest thing to do is just go to SheilaMac.com, SHEILAMAC.com, and then look for the Natural Beauty tab. You are tuning in to the Sheila Mack Show, where we answer real questions with real solutions to help you reboot your business and personal life. Now, I have reminded you about my new best-selling book, Bootstraps and Bra Straps, the formula to go from rock bottom back into action in any situation. And the core of that book is lifestyle design. So it's going through chapters of different things that happen in everybody's life to one extent or another. We talk about starting over, rebooting, get on back on track after losing a loved one, a divorce, our kids grow up, we are parenting our parents, and more, relationships, ups and downs, renegotiating relationships, business, career. And it all, every time you have a life shift, you have the opportunity to redesign your life. And so the main focus is every chapter will help you reboot through where you are. You go to the chapter that speaks to you during this time in your life, and then you go to the main focus of the book, which is lifestyle design and getting back on track. But this time, the difference is you get to live life on your terms. All right, so to learn more, go to SheilaMac.com. My name is spelled SHEILAMAC.com. And there I also have a free gift for you. Looking forward to seeing you there. And as always, I wish you life, love, laughter, and light.